everyone, and welcome to another weekly draft video. I'm Nitsa Hone, and every Monday I post a new draft video of the newest format on Magic Online, and that's still Kaladesh, though that will be changing soonish. And this is our first pack. So this pack's not great. Gear Seeker Serpent, Servant of the Conduit, and Ether Meltdown are all great cards, though. I like the Serpent, and he's great to build around, but I do think Servant of the Conduit just has a much higher power level because it can help you splash things, and that's a pretty big deal. Also has energy synergies, so I think I take Servant over Gear Seeker. Blue's also a weak color, and if you don't get there in Gear Seeker Serpent, it's hard to have a good blue deck, basically. So I think we're going to take the Servant over the Ether Meltdown as well. Eddy Trailhawk and Riparian Tiger are both cards I like decently, and Pyro Helix too, but not more than Servant of the Conduit. Well, second pick, Imperial Voyagers, is not a bad place to go. It's a very good card. I wouldn't mind Elegant Edgecrafters either, but I like the Voyager more. There's no premium removal here. I wouldn't mind a Tiger, especially since it looks like we're going energy-ish. And I wouldn't mind Eddy Trailhawk either, but we're going to take the Voyagers. Voyager, I guess it's singular, isn't it? Okay, so we have a Hunt the Week, which is a strong green card, strong white card, and Glint Sleeve Artisan, but I think I'm going to go with the strong green card given what we've taken so far and take Hunt the Week. Okay, green is gone, but there's still a Welding Sparks, which is kind of crazy, so we'll take that. Green again gone, so we may just change decks altogether, basically. Level Chase Dragster is nice. Propeller Pioneer is good. Impeccable Timing. Contraband Kingpin's good, but I think I'm going to take the Pioneer here over Dragster. Dragster's great if you're an aggressive deck. I just don't know what I am at this point, so we'll take the Pioneer. Yeah, green is not open at all, so that's kind of disappointing the way we started our draft. That in the end, it's like, nope, green's not there. So maybe we'll see something that changes our mind in the next pack, but we've got Speedway Fanatic and Reckless Fireweaver here, who are both pretty good. Question is, which is going to be better? I feel like Fireweaver is more consistently going to be a better card than Speedway Fanatic. If we end up with some vehicles, the Fanatic's good, but Reckless Fireweaver is just good with the artifacts, and there's plenty of those. So I like the Fireweaver a little bit more. So sad. Those three green cards are all like first, second, third pick. If you told me I got those, I'd be like, that's a pretty good deck. But green just completely disappeared on us. So again, maybe we see something that changes our mind, and we actually splash the Voyager in like a green-red deck. But yeah, not looking like it. Eddy Trailhawk I do like, though. I also like Weld Fast Monitor. Which do I like more? Weld Fast Monitor has synergy with two cards we've already got. Eddy Trailhawk is good, but I think I like Weld Fast Monitor a little bit more. We could cut white if we really wanted to, though, but we're cutting red by doing this, and right now our red cards are better than our white cards, just collectively anyway. Welding Sparks is great. It's better than Propeller Pioneer on its own, and Weld Fast Monitor and Reckless Fireweaver aren't better than the Pioneer, but with the Welding Sparks they certainly are. All right, well, yeah, white and red are both open. Salivating Gremlins is great if we can really get there on a deck that takes advantage of Propeller Pioneer. Fragmentize and Pyro Helix are both really good, too, though. And another Weld Fast Monitor, too. Like, all four of these cards are cards I'd be happy to have in my deck. The question is, which do we want? Do we want the nice removal, the solid removal, or the creature that's going to be really good if we get there on artifacts, or the card that is an artifact? That's the question. I think I'm going to take the removal, but I would have been happy with any of those. And, of course, we get another Pyro Helix. We'll take the Eddy Trailhawk here, though. Okay, well, here we don't have anything great for us, unfortunately. We'll take an Aradara Express. Might think about running it. I like Built to Last. If we're going to end up in an aggressive deck, it's very good. This is a better sideboard card in the event we actually end up in blue. Wingsmith's actually playable, while the Bandar is not. Hopefully not too many people jumped into red after seeing those cards at the end that we saw, but you never know. So right now we do have 3 artifacts, maybe. We probably don't play the Express. Maybe we do. Morbid Curiosity. All right, so just give us, like, Chandra. You can do it. You can do it, Magic Online. Just give it. Make it happen. Built to Last is nice with Ardar Express. Lost Legacy is what we got. That's close. That's almost what I asked for, right? So Pima Outriders. Oh no, there's a Renegade Freighter. That's what we take. Pima Outriders is probably the second best card in this pack after the Freighter. Experimental Aviator is also quite good. Wouldn't mind Skiff, Assembler, Gremlins, or Weld Fast Monitor, or Quicksmith Genius, but we're going to take Renegade Freighter. Does make me wish I'd taken that Speedway Fanatic a little more, but that's okay. Okay, this is a pretty good removal spell. We do have a Gremlins and a Propeller Pioneer. And an Impeccable Timing. All cards I wouldn't mind having, but I think this is probably just what we take. Turns off our opponent's removal, basically, which is kind of nuts. If we can attack in the sky, it's a lot better, because if you use it on a creature that's on the ground that can still block, it's not that great. But if you can attack in the sky, it's pretty nuts. It's a pretty great card. Yeah, I think we take it over Propeller Pioneer or another Gremlins. I'm hoping we wheel at least one of these Gremlins. Okay, Ether Torch Renegade. Well, here's a Gremlins. It's probably just what we take. Green looking a little open here. Deadlock Trap's good, but you need to be able to produce considerable amounts of energy for it to really be worth it. So I think we take Gremlins. I do like the Renegade, but the way our deck's heading, I think Gremlins is just going to be better. So we're going to have lots of artifacts, I think. Inventor's Goggles is good. Thriving Grubs is good too, though. Syndicate Trafficker is also quite good, but it doesn't look like we're going to be black. Goggles or Grubs. I think I'm going to go with the Grubs. Okay, well, suddenly, where we are isn't looking real open. I don't like Spark of Creativity very much. It's gone farther and farther down in my estimation of the format. Subtle Strike is probably the best card in this pack, although Insidious Will is solid. I guess I'm going to take Subtle Strike. I mean, I don't think we're going to end up playing it, but we do need to get some more playables out of this pack, so hopefully red and white haven't both just disappeared on us. Probably not even playing this, so we want lots of Propeller Pioneer-like creatures for the Gremlins. It's also, the white Puzzle Knot's pretty good in our deck. Okay, we could take Fixing, but there's also a Wayward Giant, which I think is plenty playable. So I think we probably just take him. He's replaceable, I guess, to be fair. So maybe we do take the Vantage, which makes our mana a lot better. Maybe opens up a splash for something, like Hunt the Weak, if we end up, picking up a few other things. Yeah, okay, I'll take the Vantage. Another Pyro Helix or a Goggles. Yeah, black looking good now. Look at this. Emerald Bruiser, Doomed Operative. Maybe I should have been in black. So, Goggles or Pyro Helix. I think I'm going to go with the Goggles this time. Okay, well, here's some stuff for us. I think we take the Monitor because it's an artifact, basically, and we have reasons to want those. Sky Squirrel Harrier and Wayward Giant are both fine, but we're going to get those. See if we get any more Gremlins to wheel. Come on, Gremlins. Specifically, Salivating Gremlins. I guess all their creature types are Gremlin. We did, and I think I like it more than Quicksmith Genius. Yeah, I do. So, got one Gremlins to wheel. I guess we could end up having green as our second color instead of white, the way white has looked here, although these two cards are pretty good. We haven't picked up much in the way of white, but it may flow better from the other side. It certainly was in the last pack, so. We could splash white pretty easily if we did end up going green. I don't think we will, because green has looked non-existent. Black seems more likely. But this does potentially help us splash, like Captured by the Consulate, which I think is worth splashing. So if we end up in a world where that's possible... Ooh, another Gremlins. Okay. Now we really want artifacts with our triple Gremlins. All of them wheeled, so that's good news for us. Right now we only have 5 artifacts, but we can definitely up that. Like now, suddenly, with 3 Gremlins, the white Puzzle Knot has become a decent pick, since we have 3 Salivating Gremlins and a Reckless Fireweaver. Maybe we just go mono red, huh? No, I don't think so, but that would be interesting. Ruinous Gremlin is a good sideboard card, so we'll take it over Pressure Point, which I don't think is worth playing, really. Back in Khans of Tarkir it was, because there were like multiple creatures with prowess, and cantrips that actually do something when you have prowess are really good, but there's not much prowess here. The one card with prowess isn't very great, and it's blue also, so. So yeah, 5 artifacts. We really want to get more. We really want to have Salivating Gremlins be like impossible to stop, especially when you use like Built to Last. We'll have to see here what happens here. Like, if I opened a crazy green card, I would not be beyond thinking about moving back into green. Like, so Spark of Creativity, or I guess we take the Spark. It's on a color we are probably playing, almost definitely playing. So, sure. If we're low on playables, maybe we play it. I mean, worst case scenario, it draws you a card. Sometimes it'll kill something. So, well, I guess now I'll take a Pressure Point. I think I'm just as likely to play it as Spark of Creativity, honestly. Grizzly, or Giant Spectacle, rather. We are a little low on playables, especially when you go... I mean, we could pick up 7 in this pack, I think, but... I guess mainboarding Ruinous Gremlin isn't the worst. Neither is Spark or Giant Spectacle. I mean, I don't want them, but it could happen. Eddy Trailhawk plus lots of artifacts plus Salivating Gremlins is a thing. So, wouldn't mind staying white. We'll just have to see. I mean, I think we're going to get so many red playables here, we'll be fine. It's just a question of what our second color is. Okay, I like Malphus Doorbuster. 4th Salivating Gremlins, you know, I think we're probably okay without that. Malphus Doorbuster is just good with any sort of aggressive start, and our deck looks like it can have those. I wouldn't mind Trusty Companion either. And again, I guess I wouldn't mind Salivating Gremlins Wheeling, and I wouldn't mind Inventor's Goggles either, but I'm going with the Doorbuster here. He's just a great card in an aggressive deck, and we seem to be one of those. So we'll take him. Wispweaver Angel, you say? I mean, it is kind of high cost for our deck. I was kind of thinking we might be a 16-land deck, but it's pretty good. It works with blinking artifacts to pump a Gremlins. It works pretty well with Propeller Pioneer. It's good against enchantment-based removal in the format, so I may just have this 1/6 drop in our deck, even though I wouldn't mind the Goggles or even Prophetic Prism. I think Wispweaver Angel's too good to pass here. Okay, we have a chance at another Goggles. I'm trying to get her to 6. But we probably take Propeller Pioneer. We could take Thriving Grubs or Aether Torch Renegade as well. But we probably take Propeller Pioneer. Good with our artifact stuff, and just a good card. Good with Wispweaver Angel. Has flying, etc. So we'll take the Pioneer over Goggles or Thriving Grubs. Or Aether Torch Renegade. Okay, Revoke Privileges, huh? Aviary Mechanic is good, and I wouldn't mind either of these, but I think we got to take Revoke Privileges here. Voltaic Brawler. What are my chances of splashing you? Not very good. I do have this one land, so getting away with running a forest isn't that hard, but searching for a forest is kind of impossible, and it's not a good card to splash anyway. You want to be playing it on turn 2, so I think we just take Spontaneous Artist as our curve continues to go up, and we're kind of failing at getting artifacts here. Well, how many dwarves do we have? You're not a dwarf. We don't have that many, actually. We may not have any. We do have one vehicle. It's still a 3-mana, 3/3. Impeccable Timing's okay. Thriving Ibex is okay. How do we not have any dwarves? It's weird for that to happen, but it's because we have more red than we do white. But I think we take Depala. People will kill her if nothing else, and I wouldn't mind Inventor's Apprentice either, but we'll take Depala here. We're not getting the artifacts I was hoping we'd get, so our Gremlins may end up being a little less awesome than I was hoping, because we have 3, 4, 5, 6 artifacts at this point, which is a decent number, but not Not what I was hoping for. Well, another Inspiring Vantage. Well, that does kind of open up the possibility of splashing like Hunt the Weak if we really wanted to. But we probably take Spireside Infiltrator. Torch Gauntlet is an artifact, but I don't really want to give up a better playable than just to take a pretty bad card that happens to be an artifact. So yeah, we'll take this thing. Okay, Fire Fortress Puzzle Knot seems fine in our deck though, with all the artifact stuff we have going on. I would rather have the white one, and Sky Swirl Harrier is worth looking at too, but I kind of want some artifacts if I really want this deck to get to where it needs to be. Can't believe we have no dwarves. So strange. Well, that's pretty good. We can take Fragmentize, but I kind of like having another 2-drop. Our deck seems aggressive enough for a 2-drop like Trusty Companion as well. Okay, great. Now we can pick up another good artifact, and we will. And we'll also take a Thriving Grub. So suddenly, we're kind of picking up a bunch of cards that are playable. Everything sort of came back our way. So we picked up 2 late artifacts. That's probably playable in our deck too. Jeez. So many playables. Wayward Giant probably gets cut. Man. So that puts us at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 artifacts, basically. This can sometimes count as an artifact if we have the right things in play, but I think that's okay. It's not awesome. We could think about running Aradara Express since we have Depala, but we're having enough of a problem trimming down our deck anyway, so I don't think that's really what we want to do. We may not want to play the Puzzle Knot anymore. Yeah, we probably don't need it. It's picking up another Goggles is just better. I mean, we still don't have as many artifacts as I'd like, but I think it's okay to cut that. I mean, I guess we could think about actually cutting one of these gremlins, sadly. I think all of our other 3-drops are probably better. Well, not better, but like 2 Weldfast Monitors is, you know, I'd rather have those a lot of the time than one of these gremlins at least. So I could think about cutting a gremlin. I don't think we really want to lose any of these nice aggressive cards, so I think I will cut a gremlin, sadly enough. I don't think we really got there in artifacts. Built to Last could be on the outside looking in. I think we have enough artifacts for Inventor's Apprentice to be fine. It's also super good with Goggles. Yeah, I think we cut Built to Last. I mean, tricks are nice in that they can function as removal. And I guess we could think about putting it in instead of one of our removal spells, like Pyrohelix. I guess I don't hate that, actually. Yeah, let's cut a Pyrohelix. We could side it in against an opponent where it's especially good, but these are such good like tempo cards when you can just punch through a creature and save your creature at the same time. The whole 0 dwarves thing is still kind of incredible to me. We really didn't get any, though. I don't know. Spontaneous Artist may be the guy on the outside looking in. These 4s are just better than he is. I do like him, but we just have so many playables that I think cutting a higher curve card's fine. We could also think about cutting Wispeaver and just going 16 lands, which means we can put back in our Chandra's Pyrohelix. But I don't think that's right. I think Wispeaver Angel's good enough to have in this deck. It just does enough in this deck, too, that I think it's good. What now? We have to cut something. I don't know. Maybe it is the Wispeaver. The more I look at this deck, Wispeaver's great, but it seems like we just want to kill people before we play a Wispeaver Angel, right? Like, I've never cut a Wispeaver before, but I think dropping to 16, we could bring back the Gremlins, or we could bring back Pyrohelix. We could think about running Ardara Express. which does get a little better when you have Depala, but I probably bring back Pyrohelix. Yeah, I think I bring back the Pyrohelix and just go 16 lands. And I think that's reasonable. That's probably right, but let me check. Yeah, that's good. Last time I drafted Depala, I had like a million dwarves, and I ended up going 1 and 2 anyway. So maybe this time with no dwarves, she'll get us there.